Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. It is Paula here coming on to you live for our Hibbing Wellness live stream / podcast. And as you know, every week we come on here and we share a little bit of health and wellness tips, specifically focusing on local Hibbing area businesses, but also on just little things that we can do to help change ourselves. We can help change communities, so we can help change the world. It's the trickle down effect, except for it's trickle up almost in some ways. And so this week I wanted to talk about, shared already some ways and some different ways to think about fitness and personal development and stuff like that. And a lot of times what we don't really do and we don't really focus on, but we really should, in order to make lasting changes in our lives so that we can help create the healthiest, happiest versions of ourselves possible, is acknowledging what is getting in the way and what is getting in the way of our changes. A lot of us want, and we have all these ideas in our head of different health and wellness resources and different things that we want to change, but we're not really acknowledging the biggest thing that is getting in the way of our success. And it happens to be you. Like, I get in the way of me being successful, you get in the way of you being successful, and it's just that little thing that we're holding ourselves back. And there's a lot of excuses we give ourselves, and there's a lot of stuff that we say on why we can't make the changes, but in reality, the biggest thing we need to change is we need to change ourselves. And it's we are getting in our way. And I 100% experienced this over the weekend when I was at my pediatric myofascial release training. And for those of you who do not know, I do the John Barnes approach to myofascial release at our office here in Hibbing, Ohana Therapeutic Massage. And it is a kind of mind-body approach to body work. And we use gentle sustained pressure to sink into the system to allow the body to create natural and lasting change instead of trying to dig in there and force the body to do something. And so when you give and receive this type of work, because as I learn and grow and develop my skills, I get the work done to me. And a lot of times, especially when we're dealing with chronic pain and chronic tension and all of these different areas of our life, we hold ourselves back. And it was a big shining light for me when I was at the seminar this weekend, where instead of allowing myself to be a student again and sink into the process, when I first got there, I had all these ideas inside my head, and this whole of putting your foot on the brakes instead of yourself live and experience something, you put your foot on your brakes because you're either afraid of what other people are going to think about you, or you're afraid that you're not going to know what you're doing, and all of these fears and everything. And so it was actually really nice. I just took my foot off the brake. I let the experience go. I came home feeling more settled and calm in my own skin, in my own body, than I have in years. Like, it's been so long since I felt that calm, and it really is getting out of your own way. That's what it comes down to. And so I would encourage you guys to get out of your own way. There's so many different things that we can do to help create health and wellness and just more happiness in our lives if we just get out of our own way. And so I'm going to go over just kind of 3 topics here that we are going to use to help ourselves get out of our own way, because sometimes we use all these excuses, and these excuses are really nice and really fluffy, but they actually don't get us where we want to go in life, and they don't help us. And the number one excuse that people use to not create the number one lasting changes in their life is, I don't have time. And yes, we are busy. We are a very, very busy society. Our whole society is based off of this busy concept. But a lot of times the things that we're doing aren't actually serving us. They're not anything that are enhancing our lives. And so the number one thing is time. How do we get time out of our own way when we're trying to make change? You actually have to sit back and reflect on, what do you do in the day? Sit down and kind of go, what are you doing in the day? Write it all down if you have to. Put it all in your phone, in your calendar, or anything like that. And just kind of keep track of where are you spending your time. And then reflect on it later. Is this time wisely? Is it being used to be my benefit, or is it not? And then when you figure out where your time is at, then you can start making the change. Okay, so I have 30 minutes here. Now I can schedule something in to help create a little bit more health or a little bit more happiness in my life. And then you can start really starting to schedule stuff in to start making lasting changes instead of just trying to panic and figure out where I can fit this in, because adding an exercise regime is what I need to do because I need to be healthier, but I don't have time for it. But if you're scrolling on Facebook for a half an hour every single morning, I'm pretty sure you have time to do a small little workout routine. Just saying. Good morning, David. And then the second one is money. A lot of us use the excuse that we don't have money to make the changes in our life that we want to change. This one I have a really, really hard time with because we afford what we want to afford. That's what it comes down to. You see it all the time. People who are really low income and struggling who happen to have the latest iPhone. We spend money where we want to spend money. Those of us who go and get coffee every single day instead of, making our own coffee at home. There's different things that we can invest in. And a lot of times people tell me all the time, well, I can't afford regular massages. You probably can. You just have to figure out where to budget it in or where to help bring in more money so that you can afford it. There's always choices that we make and things that we can do to help enhance us to the next level. And the third one is energy. I don't have the energy to do it. And this one can kind of be complicated for a lot of us, but really it's a lot about what we're doing. Where are we giving ourselves? Yes, David, I don't have a secret webcam on you, but I do it myself. I'm learning from experience here of, yes, I scroll Facebook way too much. And yeah, we need to quit doing it. Time is a commodity that we can't afford to use unwisely. But energy. A lot of us complain about not having energy, but if you're never doing anything, if you're just sitting on the couch, kind of being a lump in the log, you kind of need energy. So getting up, movement is life and life is movement. If we don't move on a regular basis, our body becomes sluggish. And another component of your energy and levels is movement, but it's also nutrition. What are you putting into your body? Are you just eating highly processed junk food all the time? Are you drinking soda all the time and energy drinks instead of drinking water? I mean, there's all these choices that we're making that we can help do that are a lot of times inexpensive ways to just kind of increase the health and wellness in our lives. And energy is another one. Meditation and mindfulness. I've been working with somebody recently and she has gotten so much more out of her sessions with me, out of her mouthwash release sessions, just by being more mindful of what's going on in her body. And in turn, her energy levels are just skyrocketing because when we have energy, when we're mindful about where our body's at and where we're holding our tension, we're more able to release that tension and lead a lighter and happier life. I experienced it this weekend when I came back. I had more energy because I felt lighter. I felt freer just by opening up and having range of motion and stuff that I wouldn't have had otherwise. And so there's really not, if you can think of an excuse of why you're not making healthier, happier choices in your life, please feel free to share them. And I will kind of come and help and see if I can help change your mindset and change your paradigm about how you think about things. Because really how we think about things and how we process things creates our reality. And if we are always putting our foot on the brake and stopping ourselves from becoming the healthiest, happiest person possible, then our life is really going to suck. That's what it comes down to. But you have the choice because it's your life. Nobody else is living this life for you. So I would encourage you to just reanalyze your life, figure out where you're holding yourself back, take the accountability for that, and then do something about it because this world was not created for us to suffer. We were not made to live in misery. And I just really, really want to help you help yourself to create the best life possible. So thank you very much, everybody. That's it for today, and we will see you guys all next time. Have a great day.